So today I'm going to pick up a lot of questions because we are in a very chilled out place. We decided that okay, we are going to take out the boat. It's been a long time. Every single time before this we have been taking it out with the instructor, but Alina and I managed to do it and we found a very nice spot. So if you see in the background, you're having the mustard fields and on that side you're having the corn fields, and they're not yet ripe. I asked the questions on Instagram, so if you're not following me there, make sure you do that so that when times like these come, I can like sit down and take up your questions. So David Rena is saying, how does it feel to be in Europe for the first time and for the first few months? So I think for me, I felt very out of place because like of course you see like everybody, like most of the people like dressed nicely and everything, and like your dressing style is so completely different. Like of course in India we dress differently, everybody has those check shirts, everybody has the jeans or something, and like that's the dressing style for most of the guys. So was mine. And that was the one thing like that I was like, okay, this is different, like no matter what kind of place you come from, but like if you just like look different than everybody else, then you could feel out of place. That was at least like how it was for me. In the starting I wasn't able to understand like what to eat, what not to eat, all of these things. There were no videos available online. I remember the first time I tried to look for some kind of like TU Hamburg tour and things like that. Nothing, absolutely nothing was there. Then I started my channel, of course, and after I started my channel, so many other channels have started, and it's nice that they're kind of also showing like their perspective of Europe. So this is why you'll be seeing like a lot of collaborations that we are doing with some different kind of YouTubers and stuff. So all of this is so that anybody who has different perspective, you guys can get a better idea. For me in general it was not bad. In the starting it is, you feel homesick and stuff and you feel out of place, but it gets better with time for sure.
And what were like the biggest things which felt different for you?
I'll tell you, food. Really, like I know that when I wake up in the morning, like I used to go to my hostel mess, right? You can eat paratha, you can eat like some roti with some pickles whatsoever, like you could understand these things, but this was one thing I could just never understand.
Like how does a German breakfast look like, a typical German breakfast?
Okay, I think I had the opportunity of like having it multiple times with Alina's family. So you have a lot of cheese, you have butter, you have wurst is sausages, then you have a lot of meat and stuff, like generally that you will also find eggs. So generally they boil eggs and like you can put it on the bread and eat it together. So you generally have bread in the morning and all of these things, like follow that. I personally liked it. I mean, it was different. Oh my god, like my Indian etiquettes kicked in at the time when I was having my first breakfast at Alina's family. And you know how everybody tells you like don't use more, don't use more, don't use more. And I know I was taking the tiniest bit of butter, putting it on the bread, and Alina was like, what are you doing? Like, how are you eating?
Nobody
And
cares.
I was like, yeah, but like it's my first time. And everybody tells you in India that you should like always like take less stuff. I remember at the time when we used to go to some relatives or stuff, when you take more than one biscuit or you take another spoon of namkeen or something, the way like your parents would tell you like, yeah, like you're not getting anything at home, and like why do you have to eat outside like this, are we not giving you anything? And not just parents, it's like with grandparents and everything.
What is the point of hosting people if you have to
No,
watch?
but like Alina, the thing is in India there's a very formal culture too, so you cannot talk what is in your mind like in front of people, and this is something that I also really hated. For example, right now sometimes when we are having some kind of like business meetings or something, like we are clearly in a business like negotiation or something, but people just like, especially like other Indians, when you talk to them, they just try to take it into a friendly way and try to like extract free things out of it. And I just found all of that like really really nonsensical. The same thing with like hosting people. I remember like there was one family where we used to go. Every time we would go, man, like atta they would have to make twice, thrice to like kind of like make like to feed everybody. Sabji would be like this, and I'm like, man, like if you have to host, if you don't want to host, then already let us know about it.
That's also my idea, like what is the whole point of boosting people or in general inviting people. For me, I only want connections with people I
Yeah.
like, with people which can also bring value to me. And if they don't do that, or if they have a negative impact on me, then I cut them out of my life.
Yeah, that's also the reason why our friend circle is now very, very small. I mean, there are so many like other questions, of course, but I think it's important I give you like some more context behind these things, because giving superficial answers is very easy. Like telling you what is the mindset behind, like that is like of course different, and that is a thing that you have to learn. Everybody on YouTube, they will just give you like stupid answers like just on the top, but if you don't understand the mindset, you will never be successful. That's the thing. And with this, like, I think Indian mentality, we have to change a lot. I'm telling you, if you want to be successful, yeah, people get successful in India too in different ways. But if you want to be successful in Europe, the way you think, the way you behave, the way you do things, all of that has to change. And I think one of the things that I still have to learn is just saying no in front of people's faces. I still haven't learned it. I still find it very uncomfortable. And I think if I could change something, this would be the one thing that I would change. Like, not having the habit of saying just yes to anybody who tries to be friendly, who wants to extract free things out of you.
Yeah.
I just find it nonsense.
That's what I also always tell Bharat.
Here's the simple thing. If you're good at something, never do it for free.
You don't owe anything to anybody, and if it doesn't benefit you, or if it's like doesn't feel comfortable to you, then you should just say no.
But we guys have a lot to learn, and that's why I'm like, I'm not keeping the content the same, like the same study. I mean, like, how long can I make the study stuff? You guys also have to learn jobs. You guys also have to learn business. That's why I follow my other channel, Brand Device Business and Finance. All of the things about like starting a business and stuff, you will learn there. If you just think that you will just get a full-time job and stuff, and like you will maybe, I don't know, have all sorts of things, it's not possible. It's not possible anywhere.
I see that many people, they have their attitudes and they don't want to adjust it to the country they live in.
Yeah.
And that is a big problem. And if you want to succeed in the country, then you have to understand how do the people think, how do the people work.
Yeah, that's very, very important. I think this intercultural training, people underestimate it. And I took classes for it, extra classes for it. I didn't have to take classes for it, but I took extra classes in my university time so that I could understand the mindset of Germans better. And this has actually led me to succeed in like getting more business clients and things like that. Man, you have to learn these things. Like, people have the standard mindset. Most of the people, they will end up being employees. Most of the people, they will never do something big in the field they are going in, right? For example, I did my master's in management, right? Specialized in marketing. I worked with my professor on the big academy. We did a lot of optimizations. I learned a lot from my business coach. And then afterwards, what did I do? So education consulting is more like a experiment for us. Like, this is not where most of our money comes in from. Most of our money comes in from marketing consulting. So taking care of Facebook ads, YouTube ads, email marketing, all of these things for other clients. No? And German companies, they have a lot of money. They have a lot of money to give. You just have to show them that you're worth that money. And to do all of this, you have to completely retrain yourself. You have to understand how to speak to them, how to actually approach them, how to write cold emails. And this is why I personally see also a huge scope in Big Academy in general. There's so many courses that you need, so many things, so many trainings and stuff. So we'll add more things. But bottom line is, living in Europe, succeeding in Europe, it's not the same. You have to completely unlearn and then relearn everything from the scratch. That's very important.